Good morning, students. Today we are going for the next unit, first unit. In that we have the topic photoelectric effect. Okay. In the previous class we discussed regarding the what we can say matter waves, right? Schrodinger equations. Okay, and also gamma ray microscope, single slit experiment, right? Today in this class we are going for the next unit, that is the first unit. We are discussing only important topics from the first unit. Already we discussed 2 units completely. Okay, just we are completing the syllabus here. Okay, main important questions, right? In the first unit we have very important questions, previously asked question, that is photoelectric effect. You may ask for short answer or you may ask for long answer also. So what is photoelectric effect? Experimental verification and factors affecting photoelectric current or characteristics of photoelectrons. Okay, we can call. So what is photoelectric effect? Then what is the experimental verification of photoelectric effect and what are the characteristics of photoelectrons? Okay, we will see in this class. First we have what is photoelectric effect. See, when a suitable light illuminated by a metal surface or the electrons are emitted from a metal surface when it is illuminated by a light or suitable frequency of light or wavelength. Okay, simply the electrons emitted from the metal surface when it is illuminated by a light, suitable frequency of light, then that effect is called photoelectric effect and the electrons emitted are called photoelectrons. In simple way we can say that when light falls, when any radiation, okay, when any light or radiation of suitable frequency falls on a metal surface, when the light falls on a metal surface, suitable frequency of light falls on a metal surface, what happens? The metal will eject some electrons, they will give some electrons, or the electrons will come from the metal surface when the suitable light falls on the metal surface. Okay, this effect is called what? Photoelectric effect, and the emitted electrons are called photoelectrons. Okay, is it clear? Simple. The electrons are emitted from a metal surface when it is illuminated by a light or radiation of suitable frequency, okay, or wavelength we can call. This is called photoelectric effect, right? This photoelectric effect, what we can say, discovered by Hertz and experimentally proved by Hallwachs and some of the scientists like J.J. Thomson and also Leonard R.A. Millikan. They also demonstrated experimentally this photoelectric effect. Okay. Now, experimental verification of photoelectric effect. For that purpose, we took an apparatus here. Okay. The apparatus consists of, to prove that when the light falls on a metal surface, it will eject electrons. To prove this phenomena, this photoelectric effect, we took one apparatus here. The apparatus consists of what? A quartz bulb, evacuated quartz bulb. Okay, it is a like cylinder, closed cylinder. Okay, but it is in spherical shape here. This is called quartz bulb. Okay, in this quartz bulb we have 2 photosensitive plates. 2 photosensitive plates A and B. Cathode and anode we can also call. Okay, 2 photosensitive plates A and B. These are connected to, the plate A is connected to negative terminal of battery. Okay, and plate B is connected to through galvanometer, which is connected to positive terminal of battery. Okay, the 2 plates are connected to the high tension battery. Okay, and it is connected to rheostat. We can adjust the voltage here. Whatever the battery voltage we can adjust. That is called rheostat. Okay, so this is what experimental arrangement. Right now, when there is no light falls on a metal surface A, observe the diagram here. We have galvanometer. Okay, plate A and B. Okay, plate A is connected to negative terminal, plate B is connected to positive terminal through galvanometer, right? Now, when no light falls on metal A, when no light falls on metal A, there is no current in galvanometer, there is no deflection in galvanometer. Okay, when light falls, when monochromatic light, here this is monochromatic light, when light falls on metal A, what happens? Automatically the galvanometer shows some deflection. Nothing but what? There is a current passing through the galvanometer. Okay, right? So this phenomena, this whatever the experiment will prove that when light falls on a metal surface, spontaneously the current will be indicating in the galvanometer. Okay, right? So this experiment shows that when light falls on metal surface, it will eject electrons. Okay, is it clear? These electrons produces what? Photocurrent. This current is nothing but what? Photocurrent, and they are photoelectrons, right? Okay, so this is the experiment here. Simple experimental verification. Now, this whatever the photoelectrons ejected from the metal surface, this is called photocurrent. This photocurrent depends upon some factors. Those factors are what? First one, potential difference applied between these two plates. Whatever the battery we are connecting, okay? Whatever the battery we are connected between the plates, that potential difference, that voltage, okay, whatever the current coming from the metal surface A will depend upon what? Potential difference, PD. Okay, that potential difference, that is the first factor here. Potential difference, PD. Okay, second one, whatever the electrons, here whatever, these are the electrons here. When the light falls on the metal surface, the electrons will be ejected and they go to the positive plate B and passes to the circuit here, will get some current here. Simple experiment, very simple and important. Okay, so like that the photocurrent will pass. This photocurrent depends upon potential difference. The potential difference, if the potential difference is what we can say positive, high, then the current also high. We will see that, we will explain one by one. The factors we will explain one by one here. First one factor is potential difference. Second one, intensity. Whatever the light we are calling monochromatic light, whatever the light we are incidenting on the plate A, the photocurrent coming from the plate A will depend upon the intensity of the monochromatic light. Intensity of the monochromatic light. If the intensity is high, the current, photocurrent is also high, like that. Okay, we will see that. Right. Next we have, it will depend upon the frequency of light used. Whatever the monochromatic light we are using, the photoelectrons emitted from the metal surface, they also depend upon frequency of light used. Okay, that is the third factor. Next, fourth one, photometal. Photometal, nothing but what? Whatever the metal we are using here, metal, that metal, the photocurrent will depends upon that metal also. Okay, for different metals the photocurrent is different. Okay, is it clear? So the photocurrent or photoelectrons, the characteristics of photoelectrons will depend upon potential difference, PD, intensity, frequency and photometal. These are the four factors which the photocurrent depends. Okay, so the first factor, that is potential difference, PD. Potential difference, nothing but what? Battery, we are applying a voltage. Now, as the potential, positive potential on B, there are two plates here. Okay, this is plate A, this is plate B. Plate A is connected to positive terminal, negative terminal. Plate A is connected to negative terminal. Plate B is connected to positive terminal. Okay, now when light falls on this plate A, electrons will eject and goes to plate B. As the positive potential of plate B increases, if the positive potential of plate B increases, what happens? Whatever the electrons coming from plate A will goes to plate B very fast and the current will be increases. See here, as the potential plate B potential increases, the electrons coming from plate A will more attracted and the current will be goes to the high level and it will reaches the saturation point. As we increase the positive potential of plate B, the current, the photocurrent will be increases and at one point it will be reaches the saturation point, maximum current. If we still increases the positive terminal, positive potential of B, there is no appreciable current increases. Okay, that is the saturation point over maximum current, right? So like that, as the potential of plate B increases, the photocurrent will be increases. Is it clear? Now the second point is, as the negative potential of plate A increases, as the negative potential of plate A increases, the photocurrent will be decreases. Because it is negative, what happened? What happens here? As the negative potential increases, what happens? The electrons coming from the plate A will be decreases. Okay? The electrons coming from the, as the potential, as the potential of plate B decreases, as the potential of plate B decreases, not positive but we are decreasing, not A but B. As the potential of positive potential of B decreases, or when we apply some negative potential to plate B, what happens? The negative potential of plate B, the electrons will be what we repelled. Okay, here we are increasing the potential of plate B, or we can decrease the potential of plate B. We are not changing any potential of plate A here. Okay, right? So don't be confused. The potential of plate B decreases now. Till now we increased, the photocurrent increases. Now the potential of plate B decreasing. And as the potential of plate B decreasing, or when we apply negative potential to plate B, the photocurrent will be decreases. The photocurrent, you see the graph here. As the negative potential of plate B increases, nothing but what the photocurrent gradually decreases. As the potential is zero, here this is the potential graph here. V naught is the potential. Okay, so as the potential increases, the current will be increased. As the potential decreases, the current will be decreased. At potential zero, even though there is some current, there is no zero. The current never be zero. At the potential zero. Okay, as the potential decreases, okay, when it reaches to zero, even though there is some current here. For zero potential, there is current. Nothing but what? The light incident on the photoplate A not only produces electrons, but also they will give some energy to the electrons. Is it clear? Nothing but what? When any light falls on the metal surface, they will eject electrons. Even though they not only eject the electrons, but they will give some energy to move forward. Okay, so that's why even though there is a negative potential, there is zero potential, some of the electrons are there and the current is not zero. Okay, as we increase the negative potential, okay, to a point zero, okay, as the potential is increases, at a negative potential of V naught, completely the current will be zero here. Okay, so this is called stopping potential. As the negative potential increases, at zero there is no zero current, but as the negative potential increases, at some point the current will be zero. The current will be zero. The current will be zero. Okay, so like this. So as the negative potential increases, okay, at the zero potential, the current is not zero, there is some value, but at some negative potential, the current will be zero. Like that, the potential difference affects the photocurrent. If the potential of positive plate increases, the photocurrent increases. If the potential of positive plate decreases, the photocurrent will decrease and it will become zero at some negative potential. Even though the potential is zero, there is some current due to some kinetic energy of electrons. Even though the potential is zero here. Even though there is no potential, some of the electrons will have that energy and will reach the plate B and some current will be there. Okay? Is it clear? Right? Now, second one, we have intensity. As the intensity of light increases, whatever the incident light intensity increases, what happens? Here, the current will be increasing. Okay? If the intensity is doubled, what happens? The current will be doubled here. If it is increased 3 times, the current also increases 3 times. But as the potential decreases, as the intensity decreases, there is no change in stopping potential. Stopping potential is same for same metal surface. Okay, if we increase the intensity of light for same metal surface, if we increase the intensity of light, okay, keeping frequency constant, wavelength constant, only intensity is increased, then what happens? Saturation current will be increased. This is the maximum current here. This is called saturation current. Okay, this is called saturation point here. These are the saturation points. Okay, so when the intensity increases, what happens? Saturation current will be increased. But the potential, stopping potential is same. Stopping potential is same for the same metal surface. Okay, we are not changing metal surface. Okay, we are not changing frequency. We are not changing wavelength. We are changing only intensity. Okay, so as the intensity of light increases, only saturation current increases, stopping potential remains same. Okay, right? That is the second one. Next we have frequency. Frequency of light used. The photoelectric current, whatever the photo current coming from the metal surface A will be depend upon frequency of light used. As the frequency increases, here the graph is between stopping potential and frequency. As the frequency increases, what happens? Stopping potential also increases. Here the stopping potential is independent of intensity. The stopping potential is independent of intensity but depends upon frequency. As the frequency of light used increases, the stopping potential also increases. Is it clear? So here the frequency increases, stopping potential also increases. At the point here, mu naught, the frequency, there is some frequency value. Here the stopping potential is 0. This frequency mu naught is called what? Threshold frequency. Nothing but what? Minimum frequency. See, when a light falls on a metal surface, okay, it is when light falls on a metal surface with certain frequency, okay, right, there is no guarantee of ejection of electrons from the metal surface, because whatever the frequency falling on the metal surface, it should be some minimum value. If the minimum value is not there, if it is less than the minimum value, then no electron will be ejected from the metal surface. There should be some minimum frequency to eject an electron from the metal surface. That minimum frequency is nothing but what? Threshold frequency. Okay? At this threshold frequency, the stopping potential may be 0. Okay? Right? So, nothing but what? The minimum frequency, there should be a minimum frequency to eject an electron from the metal surface. Right? So, the frequency increases, stopping potential increases. This is the third factor. Okay, next one, fourth one. Okay, fourth one what? Whatever the photoelectrons coming from the metal surface, photocurrent depends upon photometal. If the metals are different, okay, if the metals are different, automatically the photocurrent emitting from the metal surface is also different. It depends upon photometal. So the graph will changes here. Here, as the frequency increases, for potassium, the graph is like this, but they are having same slope, but the photocurrent or the stopping potentials are different. Okay, so like that for different metals, that there is a different photocurrent. Okay, so these are the 4 factors which affect the photoelectrons or photocurrent. These are also called characteristics of photoelectrons. Okay, characteristic photoelectrons depends upon four factors. One is potential difference, second one is what we have frequency, intensity, frequency and photometer. Okay, this is what definition of photoelectric effect or phenomena of photoelectric effect, experimental verification and factors influencing the photoelectrons. Okay, in the next class we will see the what we can say Compton effect. Okay, thank you.